Thanks for being here today. We're going to talk about some exciting stuff. We're going to talk about getting listings sold more quickly. We try to sell them in less than 7 days and for top dollar. So if you're here, you may be frustrated with a lot of the same things that I've been frustrated with sellers calling and complaining. Why is my house still on the market? What are you doing? How come we don't have offers? Frustrated about having to discuss price reductions with sellers constantly, and the annoyance of having to make those phone calls and talk about why we need to reduce price, why we couldn't get our original asking price, things like that. So if you're sick of that side of the business, or you're frustrated with doing a bunch of work and not getting paid for 60, 90, 120 days, maybe even more in your market, then you're in the right place. This is going to be a discussion about how to alleviate some of those frustrations. So what you're going to learn today is how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. How to overcome those complaining clients, how to set expectations appropriately where you're not going to have as many of those conversations, and you might not have any of those conversations about price reductions and frustrated sellers, where instead you're dealing with getting phenomenal client feedback and testimonials that then you can reuse in your marketing to find new great clients to get homes sold as quickly as possible for top dollar again. If you're frustrated with your statistics looking bad, I've been there too. With you're sitting at a listing appointment talking to a seller about how you're going to be able to get their home sold quickly for top dollar, but you know your statistics show that your average days on market is 80 or 90 or 120, and you know that that's not as competitive as you'd like to be, it's not as impressive as you'd like it to be, then that's what we're going to talk about here again. If to know statistically what range you can get in that becomes an effective part of your marketing, we'll talk about that as well. If you'd like to be more profitable on the listing side of your business, that's one of my favorite topics. We'll certainly talk about that as well. So, quicker sales, more money. Who's interested? I know I am. So let me tell you a little bit about what could be different about your business after discussing what we've discussed here today. So there's a really good chance that you're struggling with being the same as other people in your market, whether you want to or not, being perceived as the same as other folks in your market. Once you've got a grasp on getting your listing sold quickly and getting your listing sold above market value, that completely changes the game for marketing for you. Go through some notes I've got here on how you can do that at an extremely high level. So what I want to do for you is walk you through how to find additional profits, how to become significantly more confident in your listing process, and how to have clients coming to you because you're known as the guy or the gal that sells property extremely fast for super high prices. So you will be personally different by implementing this in your business. Your business will be completely different, and it's possible that your market will be. If you're in this business for the same reason I am, which is to truly have impact on people's lives and your clients' lives, selling properties as quickly as is possible to do can be a big-time game changer for you, your business, your market, and for those clients, and for their lives and their financial futures, and that's a big deal. So if for some reason somebody didn't make this hangout, or for some reason you leave early, you're going to miss out on quite a bit. I would say most likely what you're going to miss out on is how to completely separate yourself in the marketplace, how to differentiate yourself from your competition in the marketplace, how to be known as the person that does those two key things, sells property quickly and for more money. And that's, fortunately for us, what we've been able to become known for in our market, and it's made it a lot of fun, to be honest with you. So if you make it with us on the end, I'm going to offer a couple of quick little bonuses for folks that have made it all the way through with us and asked good questions and participated really well. For the person that asked the absolute best question on this call, I'm going to give a copy of my a program I put together called Permission to Profit. Really good information in there on how to be more profitable in your business utilizing this strategy and some others. It's pretty extensive. It's a pretty meaty deal. 170 pages of material, 6 hours of audio. and that will go to the person that asked the best question on this call or on this hangout. So should be fun. Should be something that's extremely worth your time and my time, and I'm hoping that we'll all learn something from each other. So who the heck am I? Why are you listening to a guy like me? I'll just tell you that I started out like a lot of folks, not really knowing what the heck I was doing. I started kind of as an investor, and then quickly was an independent agent with a 100% broker who didn't have a whole lot to offer, didn't offer really any education or training at all. And really I found that I did not know what I was doing, that I was struggling in the business, that I was looking for leads, I was looking for business, I was looking for systems and strategies, and you know, I wasn't I wasn't marketing well for sure. If I was fortunate enough to get a listing, I would put a sign up and do all the things that drive me nuts now when agents do them, which is to go back to the office and stare at the computer all day and hope that somebody sold that listing for me. You know, of course I tried to sell it, but I just really didn't know what to do. And so I had some success simply because I was tenacious and hardworking and creative, but nothing was consistent. So ultimately I bought a national franchise, and for about 5 years I ran a franchise that was okay. I learned a lot. I did a lot of volume in the business, but it really wasn't in line with where my core values were, where my passion was, to provide world-class value to my clients. So after 5 years as a franchise owner, I went back to being an independent broker, opened my own shop, you know, kind of branded under my company name, under my personal name as well, and you know, and began to build a team concept. Since doing that, we've realized where the missing value was in that process, and we've really started to have a ton of fun selling a lot of houses, you know, on the buyer side and the seller side. We've really become known in our marketplace. I've become known as the guy that sells homes really quickly. In our market, kind of known as the 7-day sale guy, and we can talk more about that. But I started to figure out within about a 90-day period what was missing. And as I layered in systems and strategies and marketing, literally within about a 3-month period, we went from having properties sit on the market for 3, 4, 5, 6 months to having our average listing sell in less than 30 days. And since then, we've brought that number down significantly. And you've seen some of my numbers where 84% or more of our houses are selling in less than 30 days. And last I checked, right around 50% of our houses are selling in less than 2 days. And on average, across the board, all of those are selling for 6.7% above market average sales price in our marketplace. And literally, the big shift to get there happened within about a 90-day period. It was crazy. We went from an average, honestly, really sadly, we went from an average of over 150 days on market to about 6 days on market as an average for us across all of our properties. And so that's what I want to share with you today. So if that's valuable to you, tune in, heads up, turn the volume up, close the door, turn off the cell phone, shut down email, and we can talk through how we do that, and hopefully how you can do that, and hopefully this information is valuable for you. So the first thing I would say that really I had to do, and that you'll need to do to make a big shift in how quickly you sell your properties and for how much you sell your properties, is really to get my mindset right. And when I say mindset, I don't mean warm and fuzzy, woo-woo stuff. I mean there are winners and losers when it comes to listing property. There are listing agents, we call it marketing agent, that do this really, really badly. And I want to talk through some of the things that they do. And there are people that do this really, really well. But you've got to consider your approach, your mindset. It's not just jump out there and do it, although I am a big fan of taking action and making corrections and getting back into it. But there's a word that comes to mind for me, and it's commoditization. And unfortunately in our industry, we've been made to believe, and the consumer has been made to believe, that really we're a commodity, that we're all the same, we offer the same value, we do the same things, we have a system kind of that we all follow, that all, quote, realtors are the same. And I want you to break out of that mindset and to understand that you're not a commodity. You're a person, and you're offering a service, and hopefully you've got business systems behind you to deliver a unique value that nobody else in your marketplace is going to deliver. Whether you're an individual, producer, or you're a team leader, or you're a brokerage owner, or really any category that you fall in, you have the ability to be different and to offer a different level of value. And I really, really want you to think about that beyond the obvious, which is obviously I'm different and I do something different. But what do you want to offer? What level of value do you want to deliver? If you want to be a really low-cost, kind of do-it-all for less, I've been there. That did not work for me. That was not where really my mind and my heart and my passion was. But if that's where you are, you're probably not going to really like the system that I'm sharing. If your mindset is that you're already somebody who's doing more than the average agent in your area, you're already somebody whose passion is to deliver world-class value, is to find a better way, is to put more money in your seller's pocket and do that quicker, then you're in the right place, and you're getting to where that mindset is right to implement a system like this. So, I would strongly, strongly, strongly advise that you spend some time addressing your thinking around how you sell homes and what your goals are for your sellers and for you and for your team. There are 7 of the most common mistakes I've found that listing or marketing agents are making, that they're getting this wrong. They're falling on the losing side of listing homes and selling them quickly and for max profit. And we'll talk through those. Some of them are kind of funny, some of them aren't, and there are more than 7, but these are some of the most common ones really that I've come up with, and I've just jotted some notes down that I'll share with you guys. But one of the big things I see listing agents in my area do is it's a big priority for them to get a property on the market as fast as humanly possible, and I think that's a huge mistake. It's really not a race to get a home on the market. If there is a race, it's a race to get dollars in your client's pocket, and for you to get compensated as well. So a lot of times what that means is, somebody's rushing out to the house for a listing appointment, and they want to get a signed contract and then immediately get a sign in the yard and get it on the multiple listing system. The risk there is that you're not preparing for success. So if your goal is to sell a home in 7 days or less, it's not always about getting the sign out there and getting it on MLS as fast as humanly possible, because that eliminates your ability to really position that home for maximum profit, for quickest sale. And we want to do some things in that positioning phase, in that preparation phase, that are going to get us to our desired result. And for us, just a couple of those things is, we include professional home staging, world-class photography, incentives to buyers and buyers agents. There's no way I have time to explain all of those little things, but just to say, there's a handful of things that we need to do in the preparation stage before getting a house on the market. If we rush out there and do that too soon, then we've really lost a lot of the power we have, a lot of the influence and leverage we have to get that home sold more quickly and for more money. So rushing onto the market is a huge mistake that I see, and it happens a lot. Another huge mistake I see from listing agents is letting the client lead the process. And this goes back a little bit to the mindset part. You've got to know that you have a level of expertise that your client needs to follow. They need to defer to you, just like they would defer to a very well-respected attorney or accountant. You've got to be on that same level. So you've got to set expectations early that that's your level of expertise, and you have an expectation that they're going to follow your lead. Now, we always tell our clients, it's your decision to make, but I'm here to make sure that you're equipped to make the best decision. So you've got to be willing to lead, and you've got to be willing to tell a client, this is how we're going to sell your home, and not constantly be afraid of their criticism or their preconceived notions of how it's supposed to be done. So you've got to lead. Another huge mistake there is letting the client lead. One of my just most frustrating mistakes that I see people make is trying to, quote, save money on marketing. And what I mean by that is they're not willing to invest in the marketing process. You know, if you want to sell homes quicker and for more money and you want to be compensated for doing that, you've got to be willing to invest in that process as well. You know, so you see a lot of agents doing, you know, ineffective flyer marketing, signs that don't elicit any sort of call to action, any sort of response. There's no tracking element to it at all. And they believe that they're saving money, but what they're doing is they're giving up the potential profit that can be had without a lot of difficulty by having a great system in place, by really investing in the process. You know, and on the simple side, this is where you see an agent taking photos, you know, with their phone and throwing them up on the internet at night in the rain with their hand in the mirror in the bathroom, and these things where they're, quote, saving money, but really what they're doing is they're giving up the potential for huge profit for their client and for themselves, and they're really killing their ability to sell that property quickly. So again, I could go on and on and on about the saving money on marketing thing and the stupid stuff that agents do, and I've done before too. But those are a few of the keys, and just the general idea of trying to save money on that front end of marketing really does not work well when your goal is to sell homes quickly and for more money. So I'm a big negotiator. I love the negotiation process, and I think one of the big mistakes people make is when they wait until they have a contract to start negotiating. And that may sound a little bit crazy to you, and most of you guys know that as a licensed real estate professional, there's very little, usually zero, required negotiation training to represent someone and negotiate on their behalf. So that's kind of crazy, but that's a soapbox discussion for another day. But I think it's a foolish mistake to wait until we have a contract to begin negotiating. And a lot of people think, well, that's all we are going to negotiate is the contract. But I believe that our role as a negotiator is to impact our client's ultimate outcome. Anything I do that's going to impact my client's ultimate outcome in the area of dollars, of their finances, of their time, their energy, their stress, the level of engagement that's required of them to get the job done, is negotiation. And that could be everything from how my team answers the phone when somebody calls to request documentation or information. It could be how we deliver that information and that documentation, how we communicate, how quickly we communicate, the quality of information we provide, the story that we tell about the property, the story that we tell, or the amount of information we allow to be shared about our seller or their situation. All of these things are negotiation. And so we're planting seeds even in how we write a property description, how we take photos, how we communicate, how we publish, how we distribute those things. We're positioning ourselves for leverage when it comes time to work out the details of price, dates, prorations, who's paying for what, when are things going to happen. When those key terms come into place, we want to have long before planted seeds and positioned our client for maximum leverage, maximum power, maximum influence in this process to get them exactly what they want, and ultimately what we want too, which is a quicker sale for more money and bigger profit for us. And I do want to take a second to recognize not every client wants to sell their house in 2 days. So if a client has a different timeline, that's fine, but you want the ability to sell quickly if that is what they want, and that's really what we're talking about. So another one of those huge mistakes that I see really is a failure to pre-sell properties. And what I mean is there's a bag of tricks that can be utilized long before even a listing or marketing appointment is had, or before a property goes live, to pre-sell property. And that could be everything from building a list of active buyers in your marketplace to having a database of buyers that are in your system, whether it be online lead generation, direct mail responses, radio responses, referrals, email requests, walk-in visitors, open house visitors, any sort of other event. There's a million different things you could do, but if you're not utilizing the data, the information, the relationship, the marketing contacts, the systems that you have prior to that appointment and prior to going live on the market, then you're passing up a huge opportunity to sell your properties quicker and, of course, to get more money. So that's, we could talk about that one for days and days too, but that's a key element there as well. Another big mistake I see listing and marketing agents make is they blend in with the other listing and marketing agents. They really try to do what everyone else is doing, and my experience has been I've been most successful when I try to do what everyone else is not doing, and when I try not to do what everyone else is doing. So if everybody in your market is using the old, text here for more info, do something else. Do a free recorded message line. Do a direct to buyer agent tracking line. If everybody else is putting prices on flyers, don't put the price on yours. Don't do that anyway. But if everybody else is doing virtual tours, find something else. If everybody else is doing open houses, do open houses differently. But blending in with the rest of the marketing and the rest of the agents in your marketplace, I think, is a huge, huge mistake, and really is a problem when it comes to wanting to have different results. Same effort, different results is not likely to happen. One of my big ones is the number 7 one I've got down here is big mistake that listing and marketing agents make is not creating urgency. And that's where pre-selling can really come into place is, hey, it's not quite on the market yet. If you'd like to be the first one to see it before this huge, rush of showings happens, let me know and maybe I could get you in Saturday morning. But not creating urgency is a big lost opportunity. It's a big mistake when you want to sell a home quickly. Scarcity and urgency are two of the most powerful tools that we've got. We can create scarcity even if we have a high inventory market by making our property look, feel, and truly be so different that there's really no competition. It's a one-of-a-kind property, and that may be on how we do photos or staging or some repairs up front, or how we market it differently to a different target market or a niche buyer or a price point or as a different type of use for a property than traditionally you'd be thinking. There's a lot of different ways to create that scarcity. And there's a few different ways to create urgency as well. Pre-selling is one of them. Another, with our 7-day sale program, oftentimes we'll only do 1 day of showings. We'll market it aggressively for 6 days and then have a 1-day sale event where you're only able to see it 1 day, and it almost feels like an auction, but like on the positive side of an auction to drive price up as opposed to an auction where price gets driven down a lot of times. So, without creating urgency, you're passing up a huge opportunity to get your listing sold more quickly and for more money. I did go ahead and add an 8. I said it was the 7 most common mistakes, but I added number 8 because I thought this one was huge. But not differentiating. And that goes back to blending in, but it's on a different level. There's one thing to say, I just kind of blend in my market, I fit in with the other agents. It's another to say that you truly differentiate yourself, your company, your team, even on a level beyond just how do I find a buyer for a listing, but how am I marketing even to get listings? Am I attracting the kind of listing client that fits the kind of system that will sell a home more quickly? So am I attracting the kind of seller that tends to be more motivated to sell quickly, wants to sell quickly, is willing to do some things that are necessary to get a home sold more quickly? So, for instance, one of the things, like I've already mentioned, is, we do radio and online and direct mail and all kinds of different marketing. And one of our big, USPs, one of our big driving marketing lines is that I'll sell your home in 7 days or less at a price that you're happy with, guaranteed. We talk about selling over market value, under market time. And so those are some of the guarantees and unique differentiating points that we use. But there's also a lot of different things we do, even in the way that we do photos, the way that we display them on the MLS, the way that we write our descriptions, the way that we schedule, take phone calls, communicate, deliver information. You want that experience for the buyer and their agent to feel different the whole time. That way, they can't find that experience someplace else, and they've got to move quickly. One thing that we talk about, going back to preparation, I call it the cupcake factor. We want to create the cupcake factor in our properties, and that's differentiation, that's urgency, in that if you've ever been to a little kid's birthday party and you've seen cupcakes, there's usually some kid that's like eyeing the cupcakes early, and he really wants one before he's supposed to have it, and a lot of times they'll grab one and just they'll lick it so no one else can have it. It's totally gross. But that's the feeling we want to create in our properties, that when a buyer walks in, that they literally say, I want this house and I don't want anyone else to be able to have it. They look at their buyer agent and they say, what do I have to do? How much do I have to offer, and how quickly do I have to do it, and what else do I need to do to make sure that nobody else can have this house? I want it, and I don't want anyone else to have it, to be able to have it. And so that's where creating a truly differentiated position in your marketplace really, really comes into play. And I think that's huge. If you want to sell homes quickly, you've got to be perceived by your prospective clients as someone that can do that. Their expectation, their initial response to who you are in your marketing, which, by the way, always happens before they meet with you. They're checking you out online, they're asking around town, that kind of thing, has got to be one that's differentiated from the other people in the marketplace. That way their expectation and their willingness to be led by you and their willingness to follow your system is higher than it would be really in any other scenario. So we've talked a little bit about a winning mentality, a mindset versus a losing mentality. We've talked about 7, I gave you a bonus, 8 common mistakes that people make in trying to sell homes more quickly that causes them to fail. And then we've also talked about some specifics in each of those areas. I just wanted to share, you may be sitting there thinking, this all looks and sounds great, but, I'm not sure it really is true, or it could be done. So I was just going to tell you a couple of stories, and I just need to check our time here. It looks like we've got plenty of time, and I do want to have some time for questions, so I'll make sure that I open that up. If there are any questions, you should have a sidebar over there where you can ask questions. I may have screwed that up. It wouldn't be the first time that the Google Hangouts has tripped me up. But feel free to submit a question, and I'll be happy to answer as many of those as I can. I did have some already kind of come in by email, so I'll be happy to answer some of those. But I can just give you a few stories recently. I can think of several. We had, this was a funny one because our client was a professional photographer, and she still raved about the photography that we had done on her house. So that was a huge positive. But the big thing was her home had been listed by 2 companies previously. It had been on the market for a total of, I want to say, 240 days, combined between the 2 different companies. And she had had one offer the entire time for $40,000 below her original asking price. And of course, they had had her drop the price every 30 days, whatever. So we were able to come in, price it about $5,000 higher than she had ever priced it before, and within 72 hours had it sold for about $6,000 above our asking price, so for $11,000 above anything she had ever asked before. And this was about a $260,000 home, so you can kind of see the ballpark there. I want to say we had 9 showings the first 2 days. We had multiple offers, all above asking price. She, of course, accepted. I think we closed in 3.5 weeks, maybe. And she had already moved out of state. So she was ecstatic. As a matter of fact, she provided a really great testimonial for some of our radio ads, and she has a British accent, though, so that's kind of cool. That's one we can run with for a while. But that's just one example of somebody who had tried selling a home, who was very, very skeptical, who had had agents in the past tell her, we can sell it quickly and we can sell it for a bunch of money. And she truly felt like, all you guys say the same thing. You all overpromise. You all underdeliver. Everybody wants to tell me they can sell it for what I want, and then they want to drop the price, and then it still doesn't sell. And so she was really beat down. She was really, really frustrated. She was really standoffish initially. We really had to joke with her and soften her up and get her to know our whole team. And eventually she really, really kind of fell in love with us and understood how we were, again, differentiated and how we were going to create scarcity, and really present a differentiated approach. And we succeeded. We did what we said we would do. We showed her our track record of numbers. We gave her some case studies of how that worked. And then she became, a success story for us. I can think of another one. This guy was hilarious. This guy sells records out of his house. He's got like 4 bedrooms full of records. I mean, it was truly insane. Really, really nice guy, though. And he had a similar experience. He had the house on the market for almost a year with an agent. You know, the guy told him he could sell it really, really quickly. Couldn't sell it. You know, ended up dropping his commission, dropping the price. Didn't sell it for almost a full year. We put it on the market. Same scenario. Walked them through how we could do this differently. Reached out to them. Had an appointment. Were able to earn the opportunity. Started to build trust and rapport with them. I think that one took us 5 days. Little over asking price on that. Huge fan. You know, he's been sending us tons and tons of referrals. He's the one that calls us the quick sale guys, which is scary because that's almost like a foreclosure type term in our market. But you know, but this is doable. You know, this can absolutely be done. And you know, if you got on this Hangout, if you responded to a message about this system, about getting homes sold quickly and for more money, I just want you to know that it can be done. We do it a lot, and you can do it too. And it's not a crazy difficult thing to do. We have a ton of fun with it. Our business is so much more fun since implementing these principles than it was when it was just a constant grind. It was a constant hustle. It was a constant frustration up against griping sellers and constant price reductions, and even having to have systems for reevaluating pricing and marketing every 30 days. And we still do that on an occasional listing that goes that long. It's really rare for us, but if that's frustrating to you, I just want you to know that this is doable. I could tell you stories about those things for hours and hours and hours, and I get all jacked up and excited about it because we have so much fun with it, and it really just changes the business. It allows your marketing to be more exciting because you can say, look, you know, check out what your neighbor, you know, we're selling houses incredibly fast. It's just a lot of fun. And so I want you to have that kind of fun in your business too, and if I can help you do that, I'd love to do it. So if you showed up wanting to stop having to deal with that crud with your sellers, if you showed up wanting to have better systems, if you showed up wanting to be able to be more profitable and to change your marketing based on your new results, your new profitability, improve your statistics, then what you've learned today is that it's doable. There's some key strategies to getting that done, and hopefully what you found is there's some key things not to do, and that will affect the way you move forward in your business. So the obvious thing here is that you can do this, and you should start doing this. So here's what I've done for you. I've put together a system, just a way for me to share exactly what I do and how I do it. And I've been doing this for a while now with some folks that want to build their teams. They want to sell properties more quickly, get more money for their clients, and put more money in their own pocket. And so I've started consulting with other agents and team leaders and brokerage owners, and I want to offer you an opportunity to work with me in doing that. But I will say before I give you the specifics on that, it's definitely not for everyone. I'm not a big, huge company trying to do this with 100 or 500 clients. I keep a couple of handfuls of people, and I really have a lot of fun, and we become friends. And I share pretty much everything that I do on my team. This is one key area: selling homes quickly for more money and being more profitable. But there's a lot of other things that I do with my consulting clients. But this is not for you. If you're in the market for like a really cheap coaching type situation, that's not what I do. When I think of coaching, I think of a very specific set program that somebody walks you through. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but you don't get a lot of value out of it. So that's not what I do. What I do is admittedly it's not cheap, but there's a tremendous amount of value there for you. And then this is not for someone that's lazy. And I'll just be honest with you. If you're someone that's looking for like hey, I need a new widget to add to my website and everything's going to be easier, then I'm not your guy, and I don't know where that widget is. Let me know if you find it. But that's really not what I do. If you're looking for that easy button type solution, this is certainly not terribly difficult, but it does require some work. And so that's what I work with people on getting implemented into their businesses. And so it's not for everybody, but if you do want to work hard at building your business or your team, if you do want to increase your listing inventory and get listings sold more quickly and for more money and be more profitable in your business, then definitely you're going to want to talk to me about this. So there's going to be an opportunity for you to click on a link here on the page and get an application to work with me for consulting. And so I'd like you to do that if you're interested. So there's really no way I could have covered all the pieces of what I do, or even this specific system, or how I can help you. But there's a lot to it. And so hopefully you've gotten some value and you've seen that you can do this and that it's not terribly difficult, but it does require some work. So I've built a system specifically for people like you that want to learn what I'm doing. And what it includes is some monthly calls one-on-one between you and me, as well as a group call between other people that are wanting to learn and implement the same systems, how to sell homes more quickly. My listing presentation completely there, audio, video, all those kinds of things. It also includes 2 live events each year. You can come to Dallas where I am, and I'll spend 2 days, 2 separate times with the other folks that are working with me. The people that I'm currently working with, we're having a ton of fun, and they're seeing crazy results immediately. We'll all get together twice a year, spend specific time working on each other's business. Hey, what's working for you? What's not working for you? We'll give each other advice. We'll spend several hours all completely focused on one person's business and then switch to the next person's. We'll do that for sure. You'll get a newsletter that I write and put together every single month on specifics of how to implement new ideas into your business, how to be more profitable, how to differentiate in your marketplace, how to generate leads, how to convert those leads, how to sell quicker, how to make more money, how to adjust your fee structure, and how to collect those, and then how to train other people on your team to do these same things so you don't have to be the only person doing these things. You'll also get every single month what I call a take and train, something that I have done that's educational that you can take and turn around and train your team. If you're solo, you can use for personal training. If you have a team, you can take it and just play the video for them or play the audio for them or print the PDF and hand it to them. Or you can tweak it and treat it as though it's your own deal and you created it and you have my permission to do that. You'll also get a monthly plug-and-play marketing idea. So that's something that I'm doing, a system within the business. It's usually marketing. It doesn't always have to be marketing. But you'll be able to immediately plug that into your business within, like 1 day. Switch the name, switch the photos, switch the domain name, the website, and immediately use that. You'll get one of those every month. I also do a monthly interview with an expert in one specific area of business. It's usually not real estate, and the reason I do that is because there's a lot of real estate tools out there, but I am always looking for really cool, unique ideas outside of the real estate industry. And so I'll find really, really cool people. Recently I did one with a singer-songwriter and music publisher. Really some cool ideas that I never even thought would apply to real estate that I was able to immediately plug into my business. And when you hear that, you'll be able to plug it into your business. And it's a fun call, too. He's kind of a cool guy. So there's one of those every month. There's a private members-only site where you'll get access to those things, if we end up working together. There's a bunch of other things, probably a bunch of things that I forgot, but I'm constantly delivering more and more value, more and more access, bonus surprises, things like that. And you get access to really anything I've got, because I'm still running my team every single day, listing and selling homes with my team. So documentation, paperwork, tracking systems, scripts, dialogues, everything you could think of, recommendations for vendors and technology and lead generation and all these different things are part of working with me. So click on the link and get the application, and this is how it will go. You fill out the application, and I would do that right now because there is going to be a bonus for the first few people that do that. Just to say, I've only right now really got about 6 spots that I'm looking to fill, and that's legitimate. I only have a certain amount of time. I'm still running my real estate team. I do this because I love it, and I'm not afraid to say I want to make a little bit of extra money. But I do this because it's a lot of fun and it's helpful for other people, and I just don't have time to do that with like 50 or 60 people. That's not even my goal. So I've got 6 spots right now. The first 3 people that fill out the application are going to get a really, really cool bonus that you'll know about if you're one of those people. So if you send the application over to me, here's what's going to happen. My team will evaluate that. We'll call you back and let you know one of two things. Number one, hey, it's probably not a great fit. Thank you for applying. We can touch base down the road. Or number two, hey, it looks like it could be a fit. Let's set up a call with Todd, and then you guys can discuss moving forward. So filling out the application doesn't obligate you to anything. It does get you in line for one of those 6 spots, and if you're one of the first 3, then you're going to get a special bonus, which I think you'll really, really like. I know you'll really, really like it. So what you're going to get out of consulting with me is a couple of things. Number one, you're going to get the complete system that we just didn't have time today to talk about as far as selling listings more quickly and for more money. The second thing you're going to get is everything else I have, meaning literally when we're working together, the reason I use the term consultant is because I view a coach as specific program to go start to stop with. When I think of consulting, I think of I have a resource, I have an expert, a professional to come alongside me, show me where I have room for improvement, help me improve, point me in the right direction, provide resources, tools, things like that. So just as an example, you know, I've got a really great team that I'm working with, another part of the country that recently just said, hey, you know, we're working on something that we can send out to prospective listings that are currently for sale by owner. So I sent them immediately a letter that I wrote for sale by owner prospects and an email follow-up system that I think has 16 emails. I gave them my entire system. I just sent it right over to them. They tweaked it, sent it back to me, and asked, you know, what do you think about our changes? I made a few suggestions, sent it right back to them, and they have implemented it. And I'll find out in a couple of weeks, you know, what kind of results they're having, and then we'll help tweak and go from there. I spent an hour on the phone last week with another one of my consulting clients talking about improving their buyer agents' conversion on internet leads and some scripting and walking through some challenges that they were having in their marketplace. So that's the kind of thing we do. So it's month to month. I don't have a contract, so you stick with me as long as it's valuable for you, and then we go from there. So fill out the application really, really quick. I'd love to open it up to questions really quick, if there are any, and just see what we've got. Let me see. Looks like we may not have any active ones right now. So I have had a couple sent in. You know, one of those questions was, okay, Todd, specifically, how are you utilizing, you know, your quicker sales in your marketing? And so I've already mentioned a little bit about that, but you know, we do radio ads where my primary marketing push is okay. I'm getting some more questions now. Where our primary marketing push is your home sold in 7 days, guaranteed, and then we also do your home sold in 7 days at a price that you'll be happy with, and guaranteed. And we do that in direct mail. We do that online. We do that on radio, and we get a lot of really good response. Primarily, the respondents are folks that you know, have houses in the right price point for us that are already motivated. They're wanting to move forward really, really quickly. That is one way that we differentiate. Another one is that we differentiate specifically by operating truly as a team, and we put that in our marketing, that I believe each person is created with unique God-given gifts and abilities. And so we have buyer's agents that only work with buyers and listing agents that only work with sellers, and you guys have probably seen that. But we also have specific roles on our team where, you know, our transaction coordinator is only working the files, and our marketing coordinator is working with our marketing systems. And you guys have maybe seen that before, but we really push that out in our marketing and make sure that prospective clients know that, and a lot of them are drawn to us because of that specialization. So there's a couple of quick ways that we do that. Looks like I have a question here on, you guys don't see the link. There should be a link down there for an application. If not, it's okay. You can just email me at todd@toddtramonte.com, todd@toddtramonte.com. You could also reply to one of the reminder emails that I sent you about the Hangout. So I apologize if that's not working. Like I said, I've had a couple of little technological challenges with the Hangout here today, but if you're on the Google Plus page or your Google page, wherever you're watching this from, there should be a link below to that application. But if you're not seeing it, feel free just to email me, todd@toddtremonti.com, and I'll make sure somebody from my team sends you that application. Let me see real quick. Great. Couple people. I've had a couple people say I want in, and I'll send you the application. Cool. So first 3 that we get will get the special bonus, and then I've got 6 spots available. So just to recap real quick, looks like we have a few minutes left. You know, what we're talking about is consulting with me, where you'll get everything that I've got. Like I said, it's not for everybody. It's not cheap. It's not intended to be cheap coaching. It's intended to be high-level consulting, where you'll get everything you could ever want that I'm able to provide. You know, I certainly don't know everything, and I'm still learning all the time. But anything that I have that I could provide to you on building your team, specifically today we're talking about selling your listings quicker, getting top dollar for those listings, and being more profitable in your personal business. But there's a lot of other areas, like we talked about, you know, onboarding a new team member, training your existing team, leveraging out so that your other team members or other agents can do the same things that you're working on doing, so you don't have to do it all yourself, or at some point you can step out and be a CEO or a manager or an owner and not have to be the top producer for the rest of your life. I also do a lot of dialogue and scripting and training with our teams. It's just an area that I really enjoy, language and scripting, and so we do a lot of unique things in that area. But just wanted to recap, you know, the monthly take and train, the monthly plug and play system, the monthly newsletter, the monthly expert interview, the monthly one-on-one calls, the monthly group calls, the 2 annual live events here, live face-to-face for 2 days, digging into each other's businesses on the whiteboard, computers up, taking notes, taking pictures, recording audio, really breaking businesses down and rebuilding them. That's what consulting looks like, and I'm looking forward to working with 6 new folks in the very near future. So I'd love it if you fill out the application. Just make sure that when you do the application, you fill it out completely. Make sure you fill out every single line. We really need to make sure that it's a good fit. We don't want to just take a check from you, even if it's not a good fit. It looks like we might have just lost the signal here. Nope, we're good. I just had something pop up. Okay, looks like the link is up now. If you didn't see the link before, it should be up now, so check it out right below, and you can fill out that application. Make sure you fill it out completely, and then, like I said, we'll respond with 1 of 2 answers. Number 1, maybe not a good fit right now. Number 2, we'd like to set up a one-on-one call and go from there. And I don't mean to be a jerk about that, but truly, I've only got so much time to work with a few people on this, and we want to make sure that I really can help you. If you're at a point in your business where I really truly don't have a lot to offer you, then I'm going to tell you that. Now, I'm a fairly confident guy. I'm pretty sure that I have something to offer you, but if I don't, I'm going to tell you that, and it just won't make sense. You know, if it looks like you're not at a point at your business where you're ready for this level of growth, then that might be a reason that it wasn't a fit. Or certainly if your business is at a point where investing in consulting is not the best financial decision for you, then that wouldn't be a fit too. But again, if you're working hard, you're producing, and you want to produce more, and you're ready for someone to come alongside of you and be honest with you and really help you grow, and you're willing to put in the work, and you're ready for more profit and more differentiation and growth in your business and more fun than you've ever had, then I would love to get that application, follow up with you, have a conversation, and hopefully get started working together. So it looks like we have a few more minutes. I'm just going to open it up one more time for questions, and if there's nothing else, then we'll close it out and give you your day back, and maybe talk soon. So let me see. Okay. Got it. Okay. The link says I want in. If for some reason you're not seeing that, there's a link on there that says I want in. I think we've got pretty much everything answered on. There's a few other questions, but I think we've already answered those, so I won't annoy you by being redundant. If you've got another question, feel free to submit that. If for somehow you had a technology problem today, we may do another one of these. I'm not 100% sure. This was just kind of an experiment to see if it would be valuable for you guys and if it would be a good use of our time. I do periodically, do a group call or something like that. But if you have questions about any of that, fill out the application and we'll go from there. But I appreciate your time today. Had a ton of fun. Would love to come alongside and help you grow your business and learn together. And I'm testing a lot of things in our business right now, and we're always making some changes and tweaking and improving. And once we find out if it works or doesn't work, then that's when I share it with my consulting clients and my friends in the business. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon, and we'll catch up on a future call or a hangout or start doing business together. So appreciate you showing up. I had fun. Hopefully you had fun. Hopefully there was a lot of value here, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a phenomenal day. Take care.